Good morning. Good morning, guys. Good morning, everyone. How's everybody over there? Uh, you're very welcome to my page. Welcome to my channel. This is your boy Denzel Moss. Lovely, beautiful morning. Of course, if you're new to the channel, this is your first time logging in, I encourage you to like, share, and subscribe. And if you've been part of the family, if you've been with me all along, very welcome back. And today, particularly, I'm going to talk about specifically something concerning a soul tie. So we are going to learn in this video how to break a soul tie. Now, first of all, as you pop in this video, please take a moment to push the like button, share and subscribe if that's what you feel like doing. You can always share with your friends. There's a lot of content I put out there that can always benefit one or two people out there, and it can change somebody's life. So let's dive deep into this now. So the question came in. And one of my followers was asking specifically how to break a soul tie. Now, this is what exactly we're going to talk about today. So, first of all, what is a soul tie? A soul tie is an emotional connection or an emotional bond that is created between two people. This can be love, it can be through love, people who are in love, it can be through some sort of a friendship. It can even be created through a member of the family, maybe your mother, probably somebody can have a soul tie with their mothers. Excuse me. A person can have a soul tie with their mothers. A person can have a soul tie with their fathers, with their brothers, their sisters. But in this particular subject, we are going to address that kind of soul tie that is created between people who are in love, who have been in love or in some sort of a relationship. So this is what we are going to do now, and it has been a question that came in from one of my followers. And I'm going to be very specific in two situations. One of the situations is going to be that situation whereby you have been involved in a relationship, in a healthy relationship, because there's a difference between a water relationship and then a Coca-Cola relationship, or something what I can call a karmic relationship. So if someone has been in a karmic or Coca-Cola relationship, a toxic relationship, if I can say, it is that relationship whereby it is abusive, manipulative, and emotionally draining. So in that kind of relationship, a person's soul can be tied to another person's soul by way of abuse and manipulation. So the more someone dives deeper into a relationship, the more they get emotionally connected with that person. But that is most of the time involving many ways of manipulation. Somebody is manipulated and somebody is abused at the same time. So that is a soul tie that is actually connected, all formed during a toxic relationship. On the other hand, a soul tie also can be formed by getting into contact with, if it's two healthy individuals, it is a healthy relationship, but of course, for some reason, it hasn't worked out. Maybe these people have separated, maybe somebody has moved to another country, another state or something, so people have somehow separated, but there was no abuse involved, there was no manipulation involved, so it was a healthy relationship. But then also those people, they had some sort of a soul tie together. So the two soul ties I'm going to talk about in this video, I'm going to explain to you if you have separated with somebody, because most of the time if some people have separated and they have moved on separately, it is always very hard to let them go. Because you can know that you have a soul tie with somebody if you cannot let them go emotionally. If you're still tied to them, you're calling them, you're messaging them, you're writing them, sometimes you're going out to look for them. even after months and years of separation, you always have that urge to still communicate and contact them. Now, there is something very important I want to talk about. During a relationship, and now this thing what I'm going to talk about is we're going to break a soul tie. It is going to work in a way whereby you have had a toxic relationship before. Maybe you're separating from a toxic partner, or you have also separated from a person who was unhealthy individual, but for some reason you guys had to separate. Maybe you just went your ways and you still want to carry on with your life. And you want to continue, maybe you want to date somebody new, or you want to continue having a normal life without having to think about those people. So it's going to work for it. It is going to go both ways. First of all, you have to understand something. When you're in a relationship, there's a lot of exchange of things. This can be physical or it can be emotional. You're exchanging things. You're exchanging material things. Somebody's buying you clothes. Somebody's buying you a car. Somebody's buying you a watch. Somebody's buying you a pair of shoes. Somebody's taking you to trips. Somebody's doing things. So there are a lot of emotional exchange, and even sometimes emotional and physically, you are engaged actively in sex. So a soul tie is actually bonding. It's that bonding whereby that bonding happens through exchange. You have got to exchange something with somebody for you to bond with them emotionally and create something what they call a soul tie. So there's a lot of exchange of gifts, a lot of exchange of emotions, sex, physical, this and this. So is a very big combination of things. Now, how do you break that kind of a soul tie? My first most effective way, very effective way you have got to do. Remember that when you've been with someone in a relationship, you guys have a lot of pictures, you have photos, you made a lot of photos, you have a lot of memories together, you guys have been on trips, you guys have been where, you guys have been taking pictures, you guys have been, so, and then you have all these also social media accounts and all these things like that. So you can find that you have a lot of pictures, which pictures after separation, you're still looking at those pictures, even after years of separation with that individual, you're still looking at the pictures and the photos and reminiscing on the moments you guys share together. Now, one way you can do to break a soul tie, because a soul tie is an emotional connection, you have got to make sure that you delete and get rid of each and every single photo you have ever had with someone. You have made a photo from day one. It is very important for you to be able to forget about them and to disconnect with them emotionally. Try to make sure that you get rid of all the photos you guys have ever made together. You delete each and every photo you see of those individuals. It does not matter whether that photo is on your phone, whether it is on your social media sites, whether it is a picture you guys just made and it's a physical picture you have at home, keeping somewhere in the shelves. You have got to make sure that you are getting rid of that picture from the beginning to the end, each and every single picture you have of those individuals. Psychologically, what you're doing behind the curtains is you are trying to disconnect your mind. You're blocking your mind, because when you do that to yourself, removing all those old photos of those people, you are actually deleting them emotionally from your mind, so that you will not have that feeling of looking at them and reminiscing on the past times. So there will not be that opportunity whereby you're going to be with them. You're going to be somewhere there alone. You'll be somewhere alone, and you'll be looking at the photos, reminiscing, oh, with this time we was on a trip, that time we were in Hawaii, this and that. So you're trying to, you will have to block that emotional connection you get, or that feeling you get when you are looking at those photos, by deleting each and every single picture you have of those people, those individuals. It can be sometimes hard to do. I know some people who have held those pictures for very, very many periods of years. But then when you're trying to break a soul tie and you're planning to start your life afresh, meet somebody new, move on with a new life, do new things, it is one of the things you can do to get rid of a past connection and to break a soul tie. So you have got to make sure that you have gotten rid of each and every single photo you guys have together. Second way you can use to break a soul tie, you want to make sure that you delete each and every single connection you have with those people on social media. You guys have been friends together on Facebook, maybe on you Twitter, YouTube, or whatever, Instagram, I don't know, all those social media sites, TikTok and the rest. You have got to make sure that each and everything you have concerning those people, individuals, you are deleting it from your life. You're deleting their social media accounts and blocking them completely, getting rid of them completely, because what you're doing behind the scenes is that you are detaching. Because a soul tie, it is not something whereby you think that, okay, so somebody has gone physically, and okay, so after 1 month or 2 months, you're still thinking about them, and then sometime maybe something is telling you within you that you should go back to them, or you guys should go back and connect together. So that's the way soul ties work, because the soul ties, they keep people connected for very long periods of time, and it becomes very difficult for those people to move on actually with their life and start a new life for themselves, and they become stagnant in one place. No matter, even sometimes, if those individuals have found somebody new and they are continuing with their lives, you always stuck there and you don't know what to do with yourself. So that's why a soul tie is very important to break. It's another way you can do it. Delete all the social media apps, maybe not applications, but the connections you have with those people on the social media sites, so that you will not get that feeling of wanting to see what they are up to, what they are doing, checking their social media sites. Maybe they're on a holiday, maybe you want to see their new partners, you want to check them out, what are they up to. You have got to delete and block them. Actually, you're supposed to block them from any sort of urge you might get for you to get enticed to look at their social media sites, because you don't want to do that. If you're trying to break a soul tie, it's very important you have to stand your ground, and you have to be committed to yourself to make the effort. I'm just giving you the information. The effort is going to be up to you to take the action. You also want to make sure that you block any communication you have with those people, because when you're trying to break a soul tie with anybody, with the previous connection, also very important, you have got to block their phones. Do not, for whichever reason, connect with them on the phone. Don't call them, don't SMS them, do not make an attempt to communicate with them, because when you communicate with these people, even after separation, it brings that kind of it brings back, it reconnects you emotionally to them, because maybe you hear the voices, sometime, and then you're going to start thinking about the times you guys have a good sex together, the time you guys were in a certain restaurant, maybe you went somewhere on a holiday. So you're going to remember all those things when you're still connecting with those people through phones, calling them, or sometimes messaging them or SMSing them. So you're supposed to block. If you cannot even block, you need to even delete their numbers from your phone and block them completely, because it's very important for you, for your healing. For somebody to heal completely, you have got to break a soul tie. Another effective method I'm going to talk about here is now, when you're with those people, remember that you guys have been exchanging a lot of things. You buy yourself clothes, they buy you clothes, they buy for you gifts, they buy for you this, sometimes even they buy for you cars. I know even some cases where some people have bought even some people houses. Now this is going to be very, very tricky, but I'm going to tell you what you need to do. If you know that you have separated with somebody, it does not matter if it's a toxic partner or just a normal relationship, you still have a soul tie with them. Now what you want to do, you want to go back to your house and look through all the possessions you have in the house, material possessions, the clothes you have in the house, the shoes you have in the house, the gifts, even the cards, pictures, everything you have that reminds you of these people. This can even be a plate or a cup you guys have used together. The best thing you're going to do for yourself is to get a very big bag and bag all those things in one bag. And you might want to go give it out to charity, or sometimes even just bin it if you can. All clothes, it does not matter, because guys, always in my videos I've told you everything is energy. Everything is energy, and when you're keeping an old energy from an old connection, this is mean that that energy is actually still around you. So the energy is still influencing you, whether you know it or you don't. You still have some sort of an emotional connection with that person. If you still have also the previous material possessions you guys have shared together, or maybe some things they have bought for you, clothes, cups, plates, jewelry, shoes, even a car. In things, sometimes even in situation concerning a car, what you need to do, very, very important, you have got to take the car, go and sell off that car, and then buy a new car. Because you don't want to sit in a car whereby you guys have been sitting in that car with somebody, with your ex, and every time you're on the road, you're thinking about them because you guys have had years together. They have always been sitting next to you in the car. You don't want to that situation whereby you're still driving that car and thinking about those people. Maybe I wish they were here. Sometimes I wish they were next to me where we were going on the trip. So you have got to make sure that also you get rid of the car. You can get rid of it by selling it off and then replacing it with a new car, with something else. Something that will not bring back memories of you and the old partner together. In cases whereby things are very tough, sometimes you even have a house. Maybe they've bought for you a house. This is very tricky because a house, everybody knows that this house is, these are huge investments. Yeah, but anyway, some people can still buy for you a house. They can still buy for you a property. And what you want to do, if you're thinking about moving on with your life and successfully breaking a soul tie, I would recommend you having to move out of that house. You may have to sell the house, and whatever money you get from that, move on to a new place, sometimes even a new town, and relocate and buy another property. That is in a case. It is very few cases, but they are there, of course, definitely. Some people who have broken up with people and they're still struggling to move on, and they're still in that old house where those guys used to live. So every time they're moving around the house, they're still seeing these people around the house. You have got to relocate. You may have to actually sell off the house, and whatever money you get from that, you can always move on and buy a new property or a new house and start a new life over there. So what I'm trying to do here is to explain to you that you have got to make sure that you get rid of each and everything that reminds you from a previous connection, from a previous relationship. It does not matter, it has been a toxic relationship or it has been a normal relationship. You have got to make sure that everything that reminds you of those people, you have got to get rid of it. And it is the only way you are successfully going to break a soul tie. The bonus point I can talk about here is meditation. So you might want to learn to meditate, because meditating actually brings you in alignment with the present moment. So you are supposed to meditate oftenly, because meditation actually clears your mind. When you have a lot of fog going on, memories and fog going on in your mind, you might just want to sit down somewhere very quietly, close off the windows and the doors, and sit down in meditation and go into meditation mode. It is going to help you to calm your mind. It sounds ridiculous, but I know for a fact that it works. There's very many people I know that have used meditation actually to get over previous relationships, because meditation aligns you and absorbs you in the present moment, whereby actually you're able to start clearing your mind of the previous people you've engaged with and the previous to clear your mind from the fog you've had or the memories you've had with those previous people you've been dating. So guys, those are my ways I can give you. They have worked. I know they work. If you put in the effort, and if you put in the effort is up to you at the end of the day, but if you put in the work, those methods work and they're very effective. Some people have tried to break soul ties through prayer. Some people, they're prayerful. It doesn't matter. Everybody has got their own religion. Some people went to pray to Allah, some people pray to God, some people pray to Jehovah, Yahweh or something. But whatever way, whichever way you pray that you believe, whichever belief you have, you can always go into prayer mode and you can always pray. And whichever God you believe in, God will always help you to get over that past relationship and to move on with your life successfully, thus breaking a soul tie. Guys, this video can't get any longer than this. I really love you all, guys. Thank you for supporting Denzamos. If you haven't yet subscribed, please push the subscribe button. Become part of the family. I always share a lot of material on here. And then, of course, if that's what you feel like doing, you can share that content with a friend. There's a lot of things, this information people need out there. And one way or the other, we can break empaths free. Guys, it's been a pleasure having you guys on board. And I love you all. See you in my next video. Peace and blessings. Bye.